It doesn't have to be really hard to talk about money.
It doesn't?
No.
Well, that's what we're talking about here, is how you can make talking about money so much easier.
When you have differences about money, it just boils down to one thing. It's different belief systems, right? Different upbringings, different ideas, different perceptions. So the whole thing is that you've got to understand one another.
In fact, if you even think about the whole question of how do you talk about money, well, there's one person that wants to talk about money, and sometimes there's the other person in the relationship who maybe doesn't want to talk about money. And the reason that you want to talk about money is because there's some aspect of you that is thinking, well, this is not okay. This is...
I won't get my needs met.
Won't get my needs met, our finances, our goals, our dreams, the things that we want just simply aren't going to happen unless you start putting your foot down and stomping around a little bit. Or maybe you've got a different strategy about talking about money. Maybe you don't talk about it at all, and that's your strategy. So we're going to give you some tips here in just a moment about how to do that in a way that will actually work for you.
Yeah, and we know about this topic because we are the poster children for not doing real well with talking about money, right? I was the saver, am the saver, yeah. And you...
The spender! That's right, I play the other role in this relationship.
Yay! So, of course, I have my upbringing and my beliefs that I bring to this, and Otto has his, spend today because we don't know.
We could be dead tomorrow.
Yeah, and my parents were Depression era parents, and they saved, so I have that mentality. So how do you come together when you have two desperate kind of ideas about what to do, right?
Yeah, well, one of the first things you've got to ask yourself, if you really want to tune into this and really talk about money, is the idea of how can you both get your wants and needs met? That's a biggie.
Right. And another thing is, the words that you use, you really, I cannot say to Otto, we have to blah, 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 save for this, or we can't buy this, or whatever. I have to really think of my words because they come down as, controlling. Really, my view.
I don't want to be with a controlling person. Come on.
Yeah, right. So I have to think of my words. And Otto...
I have to do the same thing.
Right.
Because, you're going back to the goal. The goal is to have a great relationship. And the goal is, again, for both of you in the relationship to get your wants and needs met. Yeah.
So, if he's just shutting me out, then that's not going to help at all. So I have to say, this is what I'd like to do, and here are my reasons for it. And Otto does the same thing. And we both stay centered out of our stories, and we listen to one another.
One of the big keys to this is not making the other person wrong for being different. Now, that's really huge, and that's really critical, because just because they're different from you doesn't mean that they're wrong. But that's the problem that happens a lot of times is you start, you have those inner thoughts and that inner voice that goes, well, but it should be this way, or it should be that way. Not necessarily. Just because you think it should be that way doesn't mean that at all.
Right. And, we're not telling you at all to give up on your values or overspend or whatever. What we are telling you is that if you really want to be with this person and they have such wild, different ways of looking at finances and money, that you sit down and you listen to one another. And then what are the goals for our relationship right now?
Yes, you need to have conversations like that.
Yeah, and what's our life together? What do we want it to look like?
Start to ask each other questions like, when it comes to money, I'm curious, what's most important to you about our finances as we look at our life together? And they might be a little apprehensive about giving you an answer, but as long as you're coming from this genuine place of curiosity and desire to know, I think they'll give you an honest answer. And then maybe it might be important for you to go a little bit deeper in, well, why is that important to you?
Right. And listen.
Yeah, listening is so huge. And
don't argue while they're talking.
Yeah, that's not going to help. That's not going to be helpful at all. So, again, you got to talk about the issues. If you're talking about the issue of money, you can't just pretend that it's not a big deal, because it is a big deal, because it's important to you. So, how to talk about money is simple. You got to talk about it, and you got to come with an open heart and open mind, and you got to get curious and not make them wrong, and know that you both can get your wants and needs met. If you like this video, you want more, be sure and subscribe here on YouTube, because we're always releasing new videos and you'll be notified of all of our latest videos. So just subscribe here on YouTube. Also, we invite you to go to our website, which is susieandotto.com. You see the link there on your screen. Go there and subscribe to our emails, because not only do we have a lot of free resources on our website, like the ebook Passionate Spark Lasting Love, but that's where we let you know about all the latest things we're up to in the world of Susie and Otto that can help you in your relationships and also your life. So go there and subscribe also. Once again, it's Susie and Otto Collins, and thanks so much for watching.